Ooh-wee. I didn't shake my feeling from yesterday. Usually, every day is a brand new, fresh day. It feels like an uphill battle. To fix the physics. Hmm. Actually, I have to work now. Or, oh, you can play the game. This is how. Wow, there's more players in Surf and Beehive right now. This is how I want to. Make the Strafe Client game where I can just like pop it open and start playing. My goal. Where are we going? Wait. Damn. Is my time on this map any good? I remember grinding it, so it might actually be not terrible. Oh. Tutorial. Happy to see that. That reminds me that, oh, there's a... Is there skip? I don't remember. That reminds me, probably the most needed feature for the growth of BeOpenSurf is an interactive tutorial. But the problem is the codebase is so huge and using a language that doesn't enforce any guarantees. So editing anything is super scary. Like anything else could break. The whole game could just break for no reason. So I end up not editing anything. Come true. Nice. Oh, wait. Ah. Oh, it's hard to work in the game engine because I'm so undirected. I can't just go like, I'm gonna add this tiny little feature. Everything is like, make it work. Bruh. It's too hyped up in my mind. It's too big. Oh dear. Nice. Oh dear. Nice. I remember grinding this. I guess I wasn't that good because this time is kind of close. I'm thinking 30 more seconds here. Oh. No, there's a little bit more to go. Oh no, I hit a wall. Damn. Okay, I was big wrong. What? There's just no platforms there. Ugh, yeah, so like with the game engine, making progress is like add sound, make UIs, fix physics. Okay. 140, let's see it. Mm-hmm. Can I make that? I think I'm a full jump behind. Trigger skip. Oh my god. Oh, was it like fast? Yes, I was grinding the map in fast. That's what happened. That's why I was thinking about the oob. Okay. Yes, I remember now. I wonder if my fast time is any good. Oh. You know you're a skilled B-hopper when you can predict which platform the world record runner is going to jump on. If you don't know, you're not there yet. Whoa, what a skip. Oh my god. Right at the end too. Damn. All right, let's look at the fast times. Oh, were they deleted? Lame. There's a oob skipper right like there. Lame. No, it's here. Right? Huh. I love how the fast world record is like not really better than the auto world record. Like fast is just that hard to control and the world record holder is just that good for auto. Have we seen a true master of fast style yet? I don't think so. It's still a Gecko's game. It's like you need too fast of a reaction time to play. It's like a game. It's not made for humans or something. Well, do I grind? I got a 4-minute time. Nah. Okay, so what did I leave here? Physics log. So the problem I was running into yesterday was when I ran the physics, it was like the trigger didn't exist. So let's print the ID for it. Oof. Oof. Is that gonna help? Yes, because then I can identify it when it comes up. Touch. So I removed all the, like, you started touching X, you stopped touching X from the log. Oh, there it is. Collision start something or other. Yeah, okay. Atomic internal instruction. Yeah, I think that this is it right here, right? This is like, oh. INS. So I want to ignore strafe tech. I guess I could grab like this. So like, hey, print. And go like, yeah, you print. This is collision. Is it the same collision? I guess I do like this. Collision end. Collision. Debug. Collision start. And then, how's that? No, okay. I prefer this now, I think. Oh my god. Okay, is this move? Yeah, okay, so we want reference. Okay. Ear. What if I... Alright, I love fixing lints. Yay. Alright. So there's a problem. Okay, so now when you touch things, it's like, ah, yes, you touch things. So I'm going to the end of the map. God, why is the sensitivity so wild? here. It feels like the sensitivity changes every single time. Like it feels lower than usual right now. It might just be just because I played the game moments ago. Okay. So if I fall on this trigger, I'll see the trigger number. Wait, really? Intersect. Is it seriously an intersect model? Okay, let's see. What is this ID? Collision start. Where's the collision end? Face vert model ID 2584. So the thing I'm standing on is 2584. It's an intersect? Are all triggers intersect? Am I tripping? Okay, so there's the start zone. So okay, this is the ground. Oh. Start. Why is it not printing collision end when I jump? Wait, it is? Collision end intersect 836. 836. Intersect 6. I have no idea what's going on. This is very confusing. Submesh ID 0. Alright. Collision dot. Wait, really? You can't just grab it? Oh. Right, because a contact has a face ID, but an intersect is just like you are intersecting this object, and there it doesn't track which face you're intersecting because it doesn't matter because you're inside it rather than on the surface. Okay, so triggers, huh? So you never touch a trigger. You always intersect it. It's like a kill zone, rather than like a platform with more behavior or something. I was not aware that I did that. Oh, we're gonna look at Roblox loader. So what is it? What does it write? Roblox like this. Okay, so get attributes. So trigger. So there it is. It's trigger. It's in here. So if it's a trigger, force can collide false, and it's a trigger. Can collide false so you don't hit the side? Oh, I see. Okay. So this is kind of a bug fix. So like if you imagine if you have like just a flat plane and then you have a box just floating in the air and it's a trigger. If you hit the trigger, you teleport somewhere. It doesn't matter. When you hit it, it's if it's a contact object, it's going to simulate a collision. So you hit it, lose speed, but you'll get teleported as well. But if it's an intersect object, it only detects collision. It doesn't apply a contact event where you're like your direction changes because you've physically touched it virtually. Okay, that's a good comment. Thank you, Quaternions from 1 year ago. Wait, initial comment. Damn, that's an old comment. Okay, so I didn't realize that triggers were intersect objects. So yeah, this is too much information. I need to see like collision and intersect model ID, and that's it. Wait, can I go collision dot model ID? Or something like that. I thought I had something like that. No. I guess I got rid of it because it was bad programming. Okay. But that doesn't mean that it wouldn't be found. Oh, I didn't write down the number. Ah, crap. I want to know like which number specifically was the end of the map. Wait, no. Damn. Ah. Does it happen here as well? Oh my god. If I go smash, it does right away. Is it like a ABB sampling problem? Alright, so this guy is number 2210. Then this guy 2336. And it's an intersect object. Delegation. How? How do I find out? How do I fix the bug? What was here before? Would I have called it spam? Too much spam. Reduce test spam. Okay, what about contents print? Delete old algorithm. Wait, damn. You what? Did I make a new algorithm? Oh my god. New algorithm. Oh, I forgot I was doing this. Huh. I forgot I was doing this. July. Or May, I guess. I see, that was like the last thing I did. Bug 3 in Isopod. Is bug 3 in Isopod? Hmm. It's this guy. Alright, I'm just gonna make it complicated. Cause like whatever. Alrighty, ready. Alrighty, ready. Collision start, collision end. You. Okay. That's all I need to print. I don't need all this spam. Nice. Boom, 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 boom. Oh yes. So now I can see. Yeah, that's much more interpretable. Start end. You can actually read like start end instead of like spam. Can I actually play this? Like, I don't know. Yeah, this is like the sensitivity I'm used to. I just. What was that? Alright. Oops. Alright, so now we see 2210 and 2236 and then we don't see 2236. So 2236 is this trigger at the bottom here. Ah! And so I should see this collision start 2236. That's kind of annoying. Why am I not sending collision start and end stuff? Oh, okay. It doesn't go. Okay, so it does call the functions. It just doesn't go through the global. Serial event Bing Bong. Like this, it doesn't go through this code path. It is calling like collision start and stuff. I guess I'll spread these throughout those functions, cause like that would be something to do. Start contact, boom. Time, year. Yeah, and then collision start intersect. Yeah. Why did I put time here? Next, collision end contact. Yeah. Ready. No time? What? We just ignore time. Huh. Huh. Oh, state that time rather than INS that time? Huh. Okay, what up? End contact, I see, so no time. So it is calling these functions. Hopefully, well, let's see. So now it should print more reliably. It doesn't have to be like a global thing. For 836. So these ones don't have the problem where if you bonk on the side and then fall down, you don't clip through the ground. I should probably have like a, oh dear, debug flag or something for whether or not to print what you're touching. Feature flag. Yeah. Collision end 2236. Okay, it says start end. Okay, that's better. Oh, it doesn't. It still doesn't print end. For jumping. What? I guess it's going through the collision cull. Crap. Oh, damn, it's hot. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, how do I fix it? 2235, 2236. It doesn't even try, as far as I can tell. What if I smash this code in as well? Bop. So print advance time. So this is like, yeah. Pop. And then we go, yeah, so now we're looking, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, now we know it's 2236, right? I'm gonna write that down. Model. Oh. No, it's not. It's something else. Okay, well, let's fly through the whole map again. My setup is not there. Bing bong. Oops. So it's the trigger over here. So we land right here, and it's this one. So okay, so 2796 Ray model 2796 trigger model is 3174. I did not know that. Okay, so that's what we're looking for in our test. This is like brute force all objects. You brute. Right? And that's how you do. I guess you need this. Ah, jeez. This is separate. Stop. Oh my god. Okay. Let me do Z. There we go. Okay, so that's like that. Brute force all objects. And then we can print the instruction result. And then we can also bop. Oh dear. Rella? Yeah. Yeah, do this. We want the good one. Yeah. Why is there space there? What? Print collision events. GG. Okay. It's there, okay. Okay, so now we build this debug build. Next move instruction. Yeah, I replace it with brute force. Alright, so now we know what we're looking for. Oh, debug. Did I just. What? How did it build so fast? Okay. I'm actually not running this. We're gonna go to strafe, integration testing, cargo test, bug 3, no capture ignored, physics log. Here. And then now, our physics log, we F for 3174. Oh my. It appears by random chance. Damn. Oh. What? 3 appearances. Really? Okay, so first, yeah, no, okay, that makes sense. So this is once again like multiple bugs stacked on top of each other, where like there, if I fix the first bug, the second bug still happens. I think there's an AABB bug, and it's like, it doesn't even look for this thing. It's not even sampling it. Oh my god. Okay, so we're. No. We want to find something. We want to find like this type situation. We want atomic. Okay, so the first atomic is collision start with our with the side of the wall. Fantastical. So now it explicitly tells us that's what's going on. And then the next time 3174 shows up should be after this. So we can do 3174. Okay, so miss, begin real crawl, miss. So it thinks it's a miss on this object. But why? It should not be a miss. False, true, 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 false, true. I don't. Okay, these are temporal bounds, and this is DT is negative 1.6. Upper bound false. 0.38. 0.37. Where? So it looks like the setup is potentially correct. How could the axis align bounding box be wrong? That just seems like it would be really hard to debug. Because that's like map generation. Okay. So I have it. The bug is in my grasp. I'm able to make it happen. It's just like there's a lot going on. So should I start with the axis align bounding box bug, or should I start with the physics bug? The physics bug is much harder to debug because there's 200,000 lines of spam to brute force through the axis align bounding box bug. Why would that why would it? All right, well let's run it again. Let's see. So instead of doing a brute force on all objects, what if we don't do a brute force on all objects? So if we don't do that, show me the log. Okay, so now the physics log is going to be way smaller. What? It there what? I swear to God, this wasn't here before. So there is no axis aligned bounding box bug. Yeah, okay, that's one less bug to fix, I guess. Okay, so we have. It's also 200,000 lines of log less to look through. Is the physics engine multi-threaded? No. Is there even such a thing? Yes. I believe Jolt physics can do multi-threading. It's a rather hard problem. I think that most would split up the world into like isolated areas and then like run them separately. But you still have potential for an interface between two areas that needs to be communicated, and also what do you do when there's just a big pile of stuff and it's all touching each other and part of the same physics system. And all the answers are right here in 10 billion lines of code. Let's go. Okay. I don't care about new browser features. I don't care. And I wish I could disable all future possibility of any pop-up from ever happening again. Yeah, so that's. I think that engine is multi-threaded. I don't know for sure though. Okay, I swear I never saw this. So I guess. Wait, begin setup. Setup none. Okay, well, you already ended the collision with the object, so. Okay, so yeah, this is the important one. It appears twice, so it's tested twice. Oh, this is a really clean log. Um, maybe I combine the power of bug and debugger, print and debugger. So like basically every single print should be a breakpoint. Next instruction, setup, miss, and then real crawl, hit. So you hit the side of it, and it's huge. And then you also test this object, setup, miss, crawl, miss, and then you touch the hit. A setup miss leads into a real crawl. That is the desired outcome for a successful collision setup. I wonder if I actually found this issue and was designing the new algorithm based on that. I have no idea why this is showing up now. Was I just ignoring it because it's an intersect object? I have no idea. And I didn't think that the triggers would be intersect objects. I don't remember. It doesn't really matter what I thought, because I am in the correct state of mind now. Okay, so where is the bug? So this here is this physics log. This is what's happening. There's some example object. Perfect. All right. So this is the spawn. This is the character bee hopping around. This is what the test is. So there's underneath the spawn, there's a trigger. And the test is you go like this, you hit the side, you fall, you hit the trigger. That's what should happen. But what actually happens is you hit the side and you fall and you clip through the trigger. You never hit the trigger. So let's go through here. So when it asks what happens next, the first thing that happens next is you hit the side. This is predicting physics events. So there's no game ticks. It just calculates the next future event of like touching a wall or something. So the first result should be that you're going to touch this object. So here is the sampling where it's testing the collision. This is like preparing to run the collision test algorithm, and this should be all correct. This is correct, and then this is the actual collision detection algorithm. I believe this is correct, and this is the result, is that you hit this object right here, right? So this is the entire procedure to test that collision. And then this is at the same time. So you're like here, you're moving this way, but you haven't touched it yet. It also tests the ground because like it's in your path. Like if you didn't hit this, you would hit the ground. So when it is like looking for nearby objects that are in your path, this shows up in your path. And then it tests it, and it fails the upper bound test. So look at this, DT 0.185. So you're here going, and after 0.185 seconds, you do hit it. But if we scroll up here, after 0.147, triple true, in order for a collision to be considered, it needs to be triple true. So it needs to be in the future, that's the lower temporal bounds. It needs to be the soonest collision, that's the upper temporal bounds. It needs to be going into the surface. So like if you're moving towards it, that's going into it. If you're moving away, that's going away from it. So that's like false. So all three of these have to be true for the time of collision to be considered for like you're gonna hit it or something. And then, so 0.147, after the initial time, you hit this thing. And then 0.185, you would hit the trigger, which is after when you would hit this. So then it says miss because it fails the upper bounds because it's not the soonest event. And then the next transition is you hitting this guy, the edge, the blue edge. Great. So then it actually runs that result. It says the next instruction is to hit this thing, and then boom, it runs it. You hit that thing. So now the simulation is advanced, and this is the new state. The atomic internal instruction actually applies changes to the physics state, whereas the next instruction internal is only like inspecting the state. It actually cannot update anything. It's purely doing like calculations to find out what to do next. Hold up, wait a minute. What's up with this? Is that why? Oh. 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 Okay. Okay, so right here, you're right here and you're falling down. So the result of this thing should be that you hit the trigger, but it does not sample any objects. Where? And the result is that you stop touching this, because instead of like hitting the trigger right here, it thinks that you don't hit the trigger and you just stop touching like that. So it calculates that event as the next event, but it shouldn't be. There should be some sampling going on here. So that's what was missed. Okay. Well then, what's all this? So then it says the next thing is that you stop touching that, and then you do stop touching that, and then it calculates again. One 184, 185. Setup. So this is setup. Setup hit is a failure. So then it goes, nothing happens. -0. What? Why is it -0? Have I actually fully forgotten fully debugging this? But why does it do nothing here? Why is there no object sampling? I thought the access line bounding boxes don't lie. So in here there is 2. Physics, rely, ABB. And then this is brute force. Oh. Oh, I could have typed it out. Okay, whatever. Physics, brute force. So we're looking for this. There's 3. So look, in this log, there's 2 occurrences. In this log, there is 3 occurrences. The first one is understandably a miss. It should look exactly the same as up here. 211. Yeah, 211. The second one is a miss to set up, and then .37. So what does it say over here? It says nothing. That's right. Oh, that's just trolling me, isn't it? No, it is no. Yeah, no, it is decimal. It is decimal. It's not trolling me. Okay, so okay, so what is this diff then? What did I just do? Control R. This minus this. So that's 037. And then over here it says 037. How is that relevant? Oh, it looks like it's like fighting between two separate collisions, and like it knows that the collision is going to end, so it doesn't even try. It's like the region query doesn't extend down far enough, just barely, to reach the trigger. So it's like moving down from here. It's already hit and is moving down, but the time that it thinks it's going to stop hitting this is before the time where the bottom of the hitbox reaches the trigger. That doesn't make sense. Like, it looks like it's exactly the same time, where it's exactly the time when it stops hitting this is exactly the same time when it starts hitting the trigger, and that just seems like the biggest coincidence ever. Wait. Is it not a coincidence? Okay, think about this. Think about this. I'm pretty sure this is true, that the spawn and the hitbox are like actually literally the exact same height. So what if the spawn is tilted like this, but like very slightly, and then the hitbox hits it like this, falls straight down, and then the point at which it stops touching the top here is the exact same time as the time where the bottom hits the ground. And there's no coincidence. And the problem is that it can't run it when it advances the time. It's not double covering. I did not expect that. I did not expect that. That sounds like a possibility. Just joined. I don't know what's happening. It's internal physics machinations. It's like the internal state of the physics collision calculations. I should write this down. So the reason why you don't see this on any other map is because the size of the objects is exactly the same as the size of the hitbox, and they're also slightly tilted, or maybe not slightly tilted. They probably are slightly tilted. Do you have anything you'd like me to say to the S-auth? I don't even know what that is. What is... Oh, server authoritative. I need to write this down. I need to write this down before I think about that. So this is like bug 3. What? Yeah, this is actually not bug 3. Bug 3. Is potentially caused by the size of the hitbox being exactly the same as the size of the platforms on Bhop Talk. The platforms are rotated by a tiny amount. Potentially rotated. I don't actually know if they are rotated. Potentially rotated by a tiny amount. This means that the time that the top of the hitbox stops hitting. Well, it happens on all sides, doesn't it? Where? Uh-oh. We appear to be sampling. Oh. Yes. Kill. Indeed, brute forcing all objects is perhaps a bad idea. Okay, think. Okay, I'm writing it down. This means that the time the top of the hitbox stops hitting the top of the platform is exactly the same time that the trigger is hit. So this becomes a like an integer double covering problem, where like you've covered these integers and then you need to cover those integers, and you need to like be able to have a zero size step and like and run two physics events on the same integer time without getting stuck. So isn't that so this would be a problem with like using less than, where you need to use less than equal, or like less than equal where you need to use less than. You switch to Hyperland. I was tired of like not having. I was tired of having to like switch the scale of the desktop every time I wanted to run a game. Hyperland has like more bugs, but like they're not compromising on that point. Okay, did I write it down? The platforms are potentially rotated by a tiny amount, or maybe not. This means that the time that the top of the hitbox stops hitting the top of the platform is actually the same time that the trigger is hit. Only one of the two collision events is being processed. The other is ignored because they both occur on the exact same timestamp, and the and zero time events are not well tested. Actually, I think that's the play. Create a unit test that. Oh no, Twitch is getting activated. And create a unit test that contrives multiple simultaneous collisions to test the this edge case. And then I can also do the same for like access to line bounding box. So like think of this, like what if you have a box that's size 5? Wow, it's size 5. And what if you're standing on it? Right? You're standing on it. If you go to this side, that's like the lower bound. But if you go to this side, that's like the upper bound. So if you're using integers, is the upper bound inclusive? Is the lower bound inclusive? How big exactly is the object? Is it like voxels, or is it like if you imagine, I guess the Rubik's Cube actually helps. So if this is exactly 4 wide and this is also exactly 4 wide, and you like can only move in chunks of 1, is it touching when it does this, or does it have to be like overlap of 1? And like, is this size? No, this would be size 4. So it goes from what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So like, exactly how do the coordinates work? Where are they within the voxels? Because effectively this is a voxel game. I'm using integers. But it's also not, because I'm using like fractions as well. Okay, I wrote it down. Create a unrelated. Create a unit test to contrive bounding box edge cases. Like if something lands on the exact edge, something else. Okay, I wrote it down. Okay, now I read chat. Pay attention. Thank you, Aishimen, for subscribing with Prime. Thank you, Evan, I think, for subscribing with Prime. Thank you. The server authoritative team. Maybe I would have had something to say 2 years ago when I was like implementing it. Oh. I don't know how to be like nice. Roblox has just failed me so many times. I don't really believe they can do it. Ended up making my own server authority system before they invited me to the beta. I mean, yeah. Prefer the one I made over the beta. Do you know the technical details of what they're doing? Like, are they using like standard rollback networking, where like you have server state trailing the client state, and then if the client mispredicts, then it rolls back to the known good server state and resimulates up? It's the rollback stuff? Okay. That just seems impossible in Roblox. Because like Lua and stuff is not deterministic. Roblox is not deterministic. So I guess it doesn't matter too bad. RackNet, I don't know what that is. What is Aurora service? Roblox compresses angles in networked physics C-frame values, even if the part is anchored. Yep, I sure knew that. That was one of the main sources of desynchronization and like failed client prediction. Thanks Roblox for automatically doing something that sucks. It's the code name for server authoritative. Okay. You switch to Hyperland. I touched on that. There's actually another one that I'm trying to switch to again. Solely because it's written in Rust. I liked Sway better. Hyperland is definitely better for streaming than Sway, but I liked using Sway because it didn't have animations, and it was just like so snappy and so performant, and no bugs. Like it doesn't like lag when the system is under load. This is basically Sway, but written in Rust and not made by the Sway developer. It's this guy's own project, but it's like the same idea where like it's a Wayland compositor written in Rust. I tried using it and it broke because I have 2 GPUs. Yeah, I have 2 GPUs, so it wasn't written with multi GPU, and the developer was like, "Oh damn." So maybe it went pretty well other than this, trying to switch to it. You might see me using this. You wouldn't be able to tell it apart from Sway because I remove all of the title bars and stuff. I remove I don't have like a start menu. I use computer with no start menu. None of my screens have like a way bar or start menu or anything. All the applications are all full screen. I love that. And how do you use a computer, right? Well, It's all, you just like have bindings to do what you need to do. So like resizing windows, it's like alt right click. Moving windows, alt left click. And that's like, you don't have to like search with your mouse to find the close button or to like find the title bar. And then you also don't need to have the title bar taking up screen space. I love that so much. It's amazing to not need that super slow design of like you have to like hunt for the title bar with your mouse, and then like you have to like organize windows and like have to find things. Also, there's like mouse focus where like you can like just move your mouse to change which window's focused. Super awesome for like copying things back and forth between two different things. Copy, paste, copy, paste. It really is a workflow accelerator to like always go directly to where you're trying to go in one hotkey, and always be able to do exactly what you want to do very, very quickly. You're not like wading through window management like you do on Windows and like non-tiling window managers. Yeah. Can you not configure Hyperline to remove animations? Well, I mean, you could, but I think it's nice eye candy for the stream of like, whoa, no way. I made a thing using attributes and tags to have the real C-frame. Yeah, me too. Using buffers. Oh, I didn't do that. Can you set a buffer to an attribute? Wofi, yeah. Buffer to string. It likes that? Does it let you save the bits? That's better than what I'm doing. I'm just like using vector 3 4 attributes, like slow. Wouldn't it be great if they just like replicated the C-frame correctly? It's freaking 12 bytes. Like, come on. Okay, it's not 12 bytes. 12 floats. Doesn't save that much. It'd be too much to ask. It would be bad to have as a setting. Like it makes sense. It doesn't make sense. It never makes sense. Like the optimal game design is to replicate inputs and have a deterministic simulation. That's like minimal on networking, minimal on validation. You don't have to verify that what's happening is correct. Like you just like all you have to replicate is the player input, and then the simulation is deterministic, so you don't even need to replicate like collisions and stuff, physics collisions. They just are deterministic and naturally result from like the game playing itself while there's no input. So there is no replication necessary when you have a deterministic physics simulation. Other than like, I guess the entire map, but like you only have to do that once. Or just anchored parts. That's still multiple code paths. I mean, honestly, the biggest problem is that it's different on the client and server. If they literally just did it on the server too, that would be fine. Maybe that's the takeaway. That's what you tell the team. Is like, please don't desynchronize the client and the server state. That would be a nice cleanup in bhop code. Wouldn't be that much lines of code, but so yeah, if you can't make the client more accurate, you can make the server match the client behavior. I don't think there's any world where I ever use the server authoritative physics. It just doesn't make sense for my game. It's non-deterministic, and but I guess in order I found that you don't actually need it to be deterministic to use server authoritative physics, because you can do that rollback. So it was really, 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 really hard to get right. So I don't think this is happening for another several years. Intimate control. Yeah, you got to be inside the physics. Roblox has notoriously terrible time control. You don't control when tweens start. You don't control anything. Time is always implicit on Roblox, and that is like core to how all of my game works, is having fine-grained time control. So it's like just a polar opposite. It's a terrible choice. Control the tick rate. I think it's fine. Like there's no world where you use the physics, right? So there is one. You could have visuals. Weapon drops. Yeah, time is a huge weakness of Roblox. I mean, like, the only solution is adding a new variant of every single method that has like a time argument, and then being able to execute it as if it happened at a particular time. So like tween play argument time, play at this time, instead of implicitly whatever time it happens to be. Yeah. So like, yeah. Imagine moving platforms on my game, implemented using tweens. The client state and the server state have to be exactly the same. So if I just say tween play, it like it happens at some kind of time on the server. It happens at some kind of time on the client. If you touch that platform, you're getting desynced because they did not start the same explicit time. So like it doesn't actually have to execute at that time. It just has to act like it did. Act like it executed. Can't have nice things. Well, that's what I'm saying is that like time control, if you introduce time control to everything, but how do you like explain that? I think that time argument in the tween play makes sense. The tween API is actually quite good. If it had time control and was analytic, it would be actually quite good. The way that it's set up, you could plumb it all the way to the GPU and just keep an analytic state of the future tween and just like run like a shader that shows the current playback point without needing to like constantly replicate position updates along the tween up to the GPU. Like it goes, it describes an analytic state, and you could leverage that. But from what I understand, if you run a tween on the Roblox server, it's just like spam replicating the position, right? And like it's just spam replicating the updates at like whatever rate. Instead of sending across 20 hertz, instead of sending across the analytic state continuation of like, this is the tween we're playing, and then on the client it goes, oh, we're playing this tween, I can run it at my native client frame rate. Oh, GPU, this is the tween we're playing. Oh, cool, I know how to do a vertex shader for that. It's designed well enough to be able to be deeply integrated, but I'm sure there's like script problems. Yeah, so like what you would need is like a physics sim object and then like advance physics time to this time that you would need that top level of control. Roblox would have to delegate the control of advancing the physics simulation to you, but like, yeah, no, that'd be quite good. Simplifies it for quickly made games. Like, you can have implicit time. Yeah, it just can't go past the time that I need. Custom luau replacement? What are you talking about? Go away. Go away. Oh my. Love the frame rate. I have a 726. That's juiced. Oof. Oh. What is with the stuttering? It's like stuttering. Bruh. bhop doesn't work with tick rate. Sadly, it does. I almost made it to tickless, but I didn't think of it before I wrote it. It's like nearly tickless. So it runs tickless ticks. So it's like it advances sub ticks, but then also is running 100 of those per second, right? It's only in your new engine, yeah. The new engine is fully tickless. Strafes are scheduled and running on a fixed schedule, but oh my goodness. But it's within the same tier hierarchy. It's at the same level as everything else. Instead of you run the collision substeps, and then you go back up and do a strafe tick and run all the game mechanics, and then you go do your substep stuff. It's janky tickless. That's how my bhop game works. It could use a rewrite, but it works great, so I'm not gonna touch it at this point. There's so many times that depend on this structure, and it wouldn't even change the gameplay experience. Whereas there's a fundamental improvement to the gameplay experience with the physics upgrade. How do you do server authoritative tickless? It's the same thing. You just have a verified good state, and then you just replay the instruction log. It's just that each instruction has its own timestamp rather than tick 1, 2, 3. Quaternions, please make this map easier. What? Quaternions, please make my game play itself. It's stuttery, man. Roblox is not smooth. There's just micro stutters going on. My game engine is not smooth either. Ever since I introduced the hyper wide number multiplication and crazy fixed point numbers. Fixed point, it was butter smooth with 64-bit fixed point with 32 high bits, 32 low bits, or 32 integer bits and 32 fractional bits. That was so smooth. But it was also fundamentally flawed because you couldn't do exact physics calculations. So then with multiplication widening, now I'm multiplying 1024-bit numbers at one point, and obviously that's pretty slow and probably unnecessary. But I'll work on that later. Oh dear. You still take snapshots at fixed time steps. Take snapshots is sort of the wrong way. It's there's multiple simulations. The client, so imagine you have physics input instructions collide with this part at this time, and that's the input to run the simulation. So what you have is a known good simulation state in the past that the server has told you. It's like trailing your real time. This is the server state, and this is your real time client state. So you're like playing the game in real time, and then the server state doesn't agree with the past version of your client state. So now you have to roll back to the server state, and then replay the events. It's a two-way remote controlled simulation. It's like you are sending inputs to remote control the server simulation, and the server simulation tells you its output. That's not the right way to do it. The server simulation tells you its output, and then you're checking at every step when you update the simulation if the output matches. The right way to do it is to just have it be fully deterministic, and you don't need to check. And so you can check the inputs against the server inputs. If two players bonk together, that's always a desync. No, that's if a player changes their input like right around the time that two players collide, then like one player is like moving differently than the other client expects, and that changes the order of the physics simulation input instructions. And so what you thought should happen in the predicted client simulation is not what should actually happen, because the events that you run are now wrong. So all you need to do is then revert to the known good state and replay the events. That's like the best model is deterministic physics, and you only need to replicate inputs. What I'm doing is comparing outputs. I have 3 simulations on the client. There is the server simulation. Do I have 4? Server authoritative physics is so complicated. I think there's 3, but only 2 of them matter. Well, I'm using one of them for interpolation, where like it's running at your frame rate, and then so like one of the simulations is just to like make the game look like it's higher than 100 frames per second, and the other one is running at the tick rate. So it's like repeatedly slightly advancing the current frame until you reach 10 milliseconds, and then you advance from there to like show the interpolation. That sucks. That's like failed tickless. Interpolation is using the simulation code. Yeah, it's doing a full simulation just to interpolate the frames, running at 1,000 frames per second. So there's two simulations, right? The known good confirmed state from the server, which is a past version of the client state, and then the predicted client state. Yeah, rollback networking. It's what did you say that made me say all this? How do you do server authoritative tickless with rollback? Take snapshots. That's what you said. Take snapshots. It's more like you have multiple states that you can evolve independently, but represent the same simulation at multiple points in time. So you're not like snapshotting the state every frame. You're just tracking. You have two simulations active. One is the past confirmed server state, and one is the predicted real-time client state that you actually display. So like the past one is the rollback point. That's the rollback point. So you don't need to snapshot. You're just running multiple instances of the simulation. Snapshot is the wrong interpretation, or I guess way to describe how it operates. You don't want to be doing snapshots. That's slow. It would work, but it's slow. There's a better way. The simulation code does so little, so often, that you can run it just for interpolation. Tickless is amazing. My speed! No. This does not feel nice to play. There's like a weird like micro stutter. I think it's like graphics. There's like a problem with the graphics where it's like it takes different amount of times to process the graphics or something because of some stupid code, I imagine. I don't know. I am not good at like being nice to Roblox. I don't believe anymore. Better continuous cast method. You're talking about the shape casts? Better how? Is that not enough? What more do you want? Nope. Yep. My bugs. Volume casts to not fall through the ground. My physics literally doesn't care if you fall through the ground. It's actually phenomenal that it works. So like there's no corrections. You've probably heard me talk about this before, how oh dear. If you teleport somewhere and you're inside of an object, it does not care. All it cares about is the surface. If you're about to breach the surface, it will stop you from breaching the surface. But if you've already breached the surface, it doesn't care. It doesn't push you out or anything. It doesn't stop you from teleporting inside of objects. It only stops you from moving inside of objects. It's like the speed of light, where like it only stops you from approaching the speed of light, not from already being faster than the speed of light. So everything in the game is a hollow shell, and only feels solid because of some miracle where it never makes any mistakes. Now, my goal with the Strafe client is to like take that into an even greater extreme, where like the Roblox game is kind of checking, it's kind of double checking, like if you're gonna stop touching something, or like objects have like a skin around them to like make sure that you hit it. I want the Strafe client, this is kind of related to like the bug I was working on. I want Strafe client to be integer precise, where like if you miss by 1 nanometer, it never checks again. It covers space and time exactly once per unit, if you know what I mean. It only calculates, so like it like gobbles up ranges of time, but those ranges never cover the same unit, the same nanosecond. The nanosecond is the smallest precision. It never covers the same moment twice. So like I guess that implies something about what it means. That means that it's always in between moments. Huh, I didn't realize that. So you can run 2 tickless ticks with the same time stamp without progressing forwards in time. But that doesn't mean that you covered the same time twice. It means that you only cover it when you move forwards across it. So moving time forwards is what it means to cross. Is what it means to cover a moment in time. So your time quantum is 1 nanosecond. Forgot how you do collisions. Is it all custom casting? It's Trey's GJK algorithm. Trey wrote GJK in Lua. He didn't know it was called that at the time. He came up with it independently. But it's doing like simplex filling. It's completely in Lua. Simplex crawling. Doesn't support meshes at all. Yeah. Especially unions. Yeah. What was that other map? There's 2 arcane servers? What was I playing earlier? Boy, 2 hours. I was not motivated to start streaming today. I almost didn't. I did identify some stuff. So I think that the thing that I wrote down is real. And I think this is a good way to tackle it. So it's so weird that like there's all these bugs are turning out to be like weird edge cases specific to like one map, one area of one map, and like don't happen anywhere else except for Surf. Surf just doesn't work. I still haven't figured out a way to do that with the new super duper uber precise fixed point numbers. What I did with the less precise fixed point numbers was I just had some sort of like loosey goosey threshold where it like is good enough. I just don't want to do that at all anywhere in the physics. I'm cooking pie and tortellini. The tortellini leftovers. How do you use a phone? I need a better timer app. 40 minutes, go. There we go. If you ever fix it, surf? DM me if you fix surf. It sure made a good demo. Have you tried the demo? Surf works fine in here. I'm not gonna release a new version. When was this? Like 11 months ago? 7 months ago. I'm not gonna release a new version to the releases until I fix the surf. But like it's pretty sick how many things I have. What's wrong with surf? Inside faces. Are you talking about the thing where like if you're like sliding on the face, you can like hit the backside? I will try the demo. You haven't tried the demo. Damn. The demo is juiced. Like it has all the same bugs as it does now, but surfing works. Definitely read. No, that's not the problem with surfs. The problem with surfs, why is it? Oh, the problem with surf. Burp. Is this? You fall into the surf. You clip into it when you move the mouse, basically. If you don't move the mouse, you're chilling. But it like, it's like trying to manage the surface contacts, and it assumes that it like is measuring like nearly parallel vectors and saying, oh, it's 0.001 degrees away. Ah, you're not moving towards this anymore. You must not be touching it. And they go, kind of like that. But then there's another bug where like, yeah, it's bad. It took years for Roblox to add skybox orientation. I mean, that you can work around that. True though. That's very simple, I guess. This is not the demo. Do I have the demo files around? I don't know if I do. I don't think I do. Oh, is it like Demo, yeah. What's here? Demo 2. Linux. Oh. GG? Nope. Surf Utopia. Alright, here's the demo. Oh my god, my sensitivity. It should just like work amazing. Let's go. I'm surfing. Let's go. Inside faces. One of the issues with my game is ramp bugs are a thing due to block casts hitting faces between two parts. That is a problem on Roblox BHop as well. It's just the map makers have relentlessly worked to fix all of those issues. So like surfs here basically cross into themselves. Each little segment like crosses into itself slightly, so that the other edge is like behind it. Small offset using normal. No way. You beat the game. Finished run. Wow. So that's from 7 months ago. It's so hard to focus on the long-term physics problems because they're so massive. Oh, here's a. This is a double cover time tick fix where I like it. There's a freeze that happens. I should totally write. I'm gonna write that down as well. Oh, I did already write it down, but write unit tests for double cover time and space edge cases. Edge cases. So like the tests that I should write should be like fall like this, fall like this, fall like this, fall like this, and then like you have like two objects spaced out just right. Oh god, my hands. Oh my god. Spaced out. Ooh, there it goes. Spaced out just right so that when you slide and stop hitting one of them, you just barely hit the other one at the exact same moment. Complain about the inside of faces. It's kind of a floating point problem though. Like you're never really gonna fix it. The Roblox BHop mappers surf the map council is having trouble with like just floating point problems in general where like the precision changes as you move the map around, and so like things will like shift a little bit, be slightly off. It's awful. You can never escape that unless you make your own game engine. There is no game engine that uses fixed point numbers. Happy music. Human music. Good. I did not expect that. So, in this physics log, the access align bounding box it's like right there, and it's like I see nothing here, and it's like literally 1 unit down. There's something there, but like that is technically correct behavior. Does source room fix it by removing those planes? I don't know what source does. I am not an expert in that area. Momentum mod developers stream occasionally. You could try asking them. Like there's ramp bugs on source as well though, like especially CS2, and that is the same thing. Their fix for source 2 is to literally just give you your speed back, to just like determine, just like heuristically check if it's like good enough to just give you your speed back. So you're like, ugh! Terrible, terrible, terrible. Yeah, momentum mode. Use the CS2 fix in my game? Ain't no way. Yeah, basically, the Roblox Surf just has a really dedicated map fixing team that has like ironed out all the problems. Because like as long as the intersecting objects cross and have like a bit sticking out behind it, then the intersection point, you never hit, like if it's like just barely touching like that, then yeah, when you're sliding along you might hit the side of that. But like if it's intersecting by like 0.001, then it will never happen. Like I said, unless you're far enough from the origin. They just use the last valid normal. It's nice to be able to move the mountain instead. Change the maps. Oh man, I wonder what source maps are going to be like when you can actually surf on them. It could totally just have this problem in the Strafe client. I would probably implement a map conversion fix. Probably that would look like making it into one object. Because in my game I can represent a non-convex shape as a set of convex shapes that are all part of the same mesh. So there is no inner surfaces, but then each convex shape would then need to represent their inner surfaces. And then I now have semantic information about which surfaces are inside and you should never be able to hit. And like, so I should be able to write the code such that it can't happen because I have complete control. The multiple adjacent convex solids literally share the same vertex information. I can't wait. This is so hard though. The physics bugs are just nuts. There's so many, and they're all just like crazy edge cases. I guess maybe I should look into the more common ways, like number 11, and literally you just like walk on the ground and you fall through the ground. Ask engineers to let us get world collision data. I mean, you can do that yourself. Did you see? Do you know I have a mesh decoder? You seen that? You can decode meshes and you can decode unions, written in Rust. Open source. So you could have a server that decodes the meshes and then like sends that down to the Roblox server in like your whatever buffer custom format, and then the Roblox server sends it down to the client in whatever replication format, and then the client like interprets the data, and then hooray, you have a view into the physics information. Woo! It only took 10 years of engineering effort. You can't do it in-game effectively without using a server. Yeah. Did you know about this? My mesh parser? Yeah? Okay. Alright, good night. See ya. Away. Ugh. I guess I should like look at this. Clip through any edge. Like, all I really got to do is record a bot where I just fly through a wall and then just like replay that. High power fan. Can you hear it on the microphone? Oh my god. Sounds like a plane. It's I'll show you. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I didn't realize it was that loose. Look how big it is. It's just like giant air conditioner I'm using as a fan. I actually found it dumped. Someone dumped it. I thought it was the train in the background. Yeah, there's that too. Maybe that's what you heard. This is the fan. There's the train. Unreproducible duplicate of bug 7. It's crazy that I fixed these. Very, 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 very nice. Very, 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 very nice. Oh, what a juicer fix. Implementing ranges as generics. Juicer. Such a juicer. No. Let's go. Holy. This is actually the same as Surf. Let's run it. Let's see who has a slanted surface. Sure. I need no clip. I guess I could work on that. Yeah, I'd like to solve that. How does this happen? That's the question. So like it'll never happen on flat objects. It just never happens. It's only on slanted surfaces. That was a different bug. That's this bug. That's this bug. Oh my god. I guess I should focus on the more common bugs. I thought that I was like finding like easy to reproduce cases of these bugs, but it's looking like everything is like just an edge case. It's its own independent edge case. Oh my god. Would it be better to run collision on 4 points at the bottom of the player instead of 1? That's not how it's working. In the first place. And no. 4 points. That's doesn't handle a bunch of situations. Like slanted surfaces, bumpy surfaces, spikes. Mainly spikes. I was just testing you. All right. Never forget how it works. Oh yeah, how, you did that in your physics engine, right? That you wrote 10 years ago. God, I can't believe I literally have a physics engine that I wrote 10 years ago. Sound is lacking. I want to study like how Linux audio works and like try to implement it in like the most low latency way possible. I don't really know how to do that. Like for just sounds that, cuz like I believe the audio system is pulling the audio. So there has to be some amount of audio delay. What latency would there be? Like microseconds. I believe the audio system runs in like chunks of samples. So like the operating system, no, the audio server will pull your application, say, give me 64 audio samples. When it's like 44 kilohertz, like 44,000 samples per second. Give me 64 samples of audio, and it'll like go, and then it'll give me 64 samples of audio. It'll pull your application for the audio samples. So I have to be at least 64 samples ahead, which like that's like no, that's like a millisecond. That's like a millisecond. It has to be at least delayed by a millisecond. For that, what is it, quantum? I believe that's a quantum in audio terminology. Everything is so complicated, so beautifully, wonderfully complicated, but not for no reason, and I love that. The problems are modeled and solved accordingly. The game looks like it works so well when you just play normally, but the fact that bugs exist, like I can literally just go over here and like just I can just go through, like that's a skip right there. Someone will find a way to make it a skip, right? I remember thinking that in like 2021 when I was like building the new physics. It seems like it's done. Like, Jesus Christ! Oh my God! What was that? Oh, it was leaky acceleration. It's like it looks done, but the edge cases define the game. If there's any edge cases, that's going to be every world record. Would you not notice a 1 milliseconds delay? Well, if I do it wrong, I'm gonna have like a 16 milliseconds delay or something. It's like, it's about designing it the best way possible to avoid having like complications like multiple threads and like passing the data around and like playing incorrect audio and like when do sounds start, because like naturally as a game developer you produce audio, your application produces audio, so the like natural API would be like, I just made some audio, play it, and that would be like the most natural thing, but that's not how the audio system works. What happens is the audio output device pulls the operating system for audio, and then the operating system pulls all the applications for audio. So it's like a pull instead of a push. So you have to make sure you have the audio ready. And if you don't have the audio ready, that's a crackle. That's an audio crackle. Users experience that as an audio crackle. Wow. Yeah, yeah. Losing speed. Damn. Ah, man, it's so stuck feeling. Like the game has been in the same state for like a year, but I've actually gotten progress on the game. It just doesn't look like it. Very similar to the Roblox game development, except I didn't finish after 2 years. Has it really been longer than the entire development? I think it's around the same time, but I wasn't working on it 100% of the time like I did the Roblox game. That's crazy. Nah, there's a little bit more time. Ah. You know what? Let's see. Documentation, I guess. Design. Yeah. Page design. Pipewire is a media server that can run graphs of multimedia nodes. So it's also for a video. Nodes can be run inside the server process. Oh, multimedia also, what is it called? MIDI. You can do MIDI as well. Inside the server process or in separate processes communicating with the server. Really? You can... Inside the server process? Pipewire was designed to be efficient for raw video by passing around file descriptors and audio with shared ring buffers. Provide, consume, process media from any process. Provide a policy to restrict access to devices and streams, easily extensible. The design is not limited to raw video only. Should be able to handle compressed video and other media. Very epic. SPA plugin API. Oh, is that what that means? SPA is designed for low latency. This is still not working. Provide controlled access to devices. Share one device between multiple processes. You actually can't do this on Linux. So webcams is video for Linux 2. And the way everything works is like OBS directly connects to the camera. And then it has exclusive control over the camera device. Which it would need for things like adjusting the camera focus, because like some webcams have like camera focus and stuff, or like changing the resolution that the camera is providing. So it's like it takes over the object, and then nothing else can access it. It has exclusive control over the camera. That's the current state of webcams on Linux. So what they intend is for Pipewire to take control of the camera, but then any number of devices can connect to the Pipewire lib camera, and like you can share a single camera across multiple applications, which is similar to an audio device, but that's more insane for audio, where like you have one sound card and one application grabs full control of the sound card, and it's the only application that can play audio. That's pretty insane. So audio was solved more quickly, whereas with a webcam, you usually only have one thing that's using the webcam. So it wasn't really solved by open source dudes. GNOME Shell video. Wah? Huh? Oh, this is like screen sharing. We have this now. It's pretty awesome. Audio server. Mix and playback multiple audio streams. This is working great. It's running right now. CRAS, Chromium audio server, then Pulse Audio. This is the old way of doing audio, the old solution. Added benefit that processing can be arranged in a graph. I love graphs. Really, Pulse Audio didn't have a graph? Professional audio processing like Jack. This was like an alternative to Pulse Audio. Pipewire does everything. Media playback. What does that mean? Really? Object model similar to Wayland. Insane. Custom serialization. So it's like you're specifying your own serialization. Data structures in the messages are more complicated, not easily expressible in XML. Man, I want to have like a what is it called, like Source Filmmaker, but just like a one-click solution where like you can export a bot as a video and it'll go like your video. It'll just like run as fast as it can to generate the video file. Instead of needing to like record the game client, it can just like run at whatever speed the video encoder can run. That's time control. That's something Roblox can't do. In order to record Roblox nicely, I would need to have time control to like not waste any frames. So like the ideal way, synchronizing, like the best way is to generate the video frame timestamp, tell the client to render what the game world looks like at that moment, get the frame and encode that frame, and then like 1/60th of a second later, exactly what does the game world look like at exactly this moment. And the Strafe client can do that. My Roblox code technically is able to do that, but you are not able to do it through the Roblox client. So you'd have to have like an HTTP TTP request that like pings the Roblox game client. It like receives the information that it wants to render this frame. It would have to like idle for a frame, make sure it's on that frame, record the frame, capture it, and like it's like whereas if it's all within the same application, I can just like schedule, render, simulate, render, capture, encode 5 different, and like I could even like pipeline it and like multi-thread it and like that sounds so awesome. I want to make that so bad and have like a video bot exporter, and then like use like cool fucking video. It's exciting, but like I can't do that until I have a game and bots and the leaderboards and stuff. It's like there's so many cool things. Graph scheduling, is that what's up? Explains how the Pipewire graph is scheduled. The graph are constructed, plural, from linked nodes together with their ports. This results in a dependency graph between nodes. Special care is taken for loop back links so that the graph remains a directed graph. Processing threads. The server and clients have 2 processing threads. A main thread that will do all IPC with clients. So that's like add a new application node that plays audio. So that's like IPC. Configures nodes. A one or more data processing thread that only does the data processing. Interesting. You can have multiple processing threads? That's insane. The data processing threads. Imagine if you had like thousands of audio nodes, like just like connecting a big graph. What? The only application I can imagine for that, or the first thing I can imagine off the top of my head, is to have like a large open world game server, and like you have like different areas, and they like, if you have a large explosion somewhere, I don't know, that's like, when would you have a giant audio graph? I guess some people would consider my audio graph to be giant. This document describes the processing that happens. Nodes are objects with 0 or more input and output ports. Okay, this is the nitty-gritty. Count? Why count? Why would you count? Wouldn't it be better to list, like link to list? Din din. Ready. Be right back. This is what I like to call leftovers. Let's go. We get that tortellini carbonara. It's called carbonara, but it just tastes like soup. We also got chicken pot pie. The tortellini is getting more greasy every time I cook it, which is interesting. The third time I've cooked it. Is that backward? Is that backwards? The output node becomes a dependency for the input node. So the input is a dependency of the output. The input can only start pressing when the output is finished. That sounds backwards. Huh. I think that's actually like a tiny bit moldy. Damn, good thing I had it today. Not moldy. I'm confused. Why would you need... I guess like if you mark each one... I guess this saves like marking each one with a bool and then checking all of them. So like all you need to have is your dependency list, and then like this describes what? Yeah, I guess that's the concurrency where you can like steal work from the graph according to the activation. I would not have done it like this. X run. That's like audio overrun. That's like what did I call it? Crackle. Oh. Isn't that easy? Don't I just have... Don't I just have like a sound state that tracks what's currently playing? And then the game just goes, play this, play this, play this. And then the sound state is just behind by like one quantum. And then it just kind of like gives the audio. Do I like register a thread to get woken up by the audio driver? How does it work? Do they call my function? Do I provide a callback? Wait, can it go either way? Can you do push and pull models? That's insane. Let's see. Oh, is it like this? Yeah. So this is... Why does it look different on the stream? That's weird. So this is the audio that's currently running, and the that's so weird. Latency and stuff. So I'm running like a 48 kilohertz audio type situation everywhere on purpose. Like I configured OBS to do that. I configured my Scarlett to do that. I didn't know that these were different formats. Signed 32-bit. What is P? Cool. Okay, I'm lost. Damn. That's insane. So the graph can operate in either direction, where it can be driven by the source of the information or can be driven by the sink for the information. So in the case of audio, your sound card receives all the audio, and the sound card is the one that drives the clock. It knows when it needs more audio. And so that's what makes the other things produce the audio on demand. But when you're screen capturing, the thing that is generating the frames is driving it, and everything else is consuming it. So I guess that's like, it's like the shape of the tree structure is generally what would do that. Where like you have one sound card that's dependent on many applications producing audio, or you have many capture applications that are dependent on one application that's producing video. So interesting. Nope. And of course, you could have the same for audio, where like one application is producing audio and many things are listening to it. It's really cool. Crazy to think that all of this is running right now for audio and video. The screen capture is using Pipewire, and the audio playing is also using Pipewire. The design works. So much to think about. Capital X execute. The 4 flags are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh? Well, today was not very motivated day, but I did have an epiphany of a guess for what the bug is. Seems likely, and a plan to create unit tests to test if the bug is that. And those tests would be really, really good for preventing regressions. That's like cutting right to the core of the principles that I'm trying to apply designing this project, where I only want to cover temporal moments once and spatial moments once. Spatial moments, space, where if you have a part that's 4 studs wide and a part that's 4 studs wide, and they are back to back, they shouldn't be intersecting. The like voxels taken up by the volume should be well defined, and like probably they should be inclusive on the negative x-axis side and uninclusive on the positive x-axis side, so that like 0 to 1 is like the coordinates are on like the left position. What's the position? Size 0. So yes, the coordinates exist in between the voxels. And then how do you do that? There's the same problem with like pixels on a screen, where like is the coordinate, I need to make a square with my fingers, is the coordinate in the center of the pixel, or is the coordinate in like the top left of the pixel? So you can imagine all the vertices are dragged in the negative direction on all axes diagonally. So they exist on the corner of the voxel. Yes, and then the like planes that make up the surface are there. I expected to have this problem, but like now that it's here, it's still shocking that like you have to go so precise to get this behavior, and to not need to have skins and like thresholds. You really gotta figure everything out. But I intend to. That's what I intend to do. Alright. I did more than nothing. I couldn't really do the work I wanted to do today. I was in a bad mood. But I started streaming anyway, and I got something done. So I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully be able to directly tackle this. I just didn't really have a direction when I woke up. But now I think I want to write unit tests. That's the direction. And hopefully I'll make some failing unit tests, and then I can run them over and over and over and over and over again and watch them go. Yeah. Okay. Goodbye. Work.